Thank you.
Mark, thank you very much. We've talked on the phone and emailed each other. It's a pleasure to meet you, and it's a great pleasure to be here today. And so what I'd like to do is take about half my time and give prepared remarks, and then leave the rest of that time, maybe 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes or so for questions. So as we gather here this morning, a few blocks from here, nearly 100 newly elected members of Congress are being sworn into office. This represents the largest freshman class in the U.S. Congress in decades. More than one-third of the House Republicans are freshmen. And stunningly, over 40% of those freshmen coming in have never held elective office at any level previously. Not city council, not mayor, not state legislature. They've never been elected anything, and now they're in the U.S. House of Representatives. Most were elected. Most of these 100 that were elected with active support of Tea Party organizations. In addition, of the returning Republicans, 48 are already members of the Tea Party caucus. That was the caucus that was established by Michelle Bachmann from Minnesota. So you not only have this big influx of Tea Party freshmen, you have 48 or so that previously identified with the Tea Party caucus. So over half now, half of the Republican caucus has some level of identification with the Tea Party. And so I'd suggest that that portends major changes in U.S. government policy. The satirist P.J. O'Rourke famously said that the Democrats are the party that says government will make you smarter, taller, richer, and remove crabgrass on your lawn. Republicans are the party that says government doesn't work, then they get elected and prove it. Well, the Tea Party has now elected people. They have people in public service, and these people are going to have to govern. And they may not care a whit about foreign affairs, but they're going to have to vote on issues affecting U.S. foreign policy. So it raises the question, how will the Tea Party movement affect public policy in the United States? And more specifically for our discussion this morning, how will the Tea Party impact U.S. foreign policy? Now, you may be thinking, you're a former U.S. Senator from Arkansas. By what authority do you speak to us on foreign policy? Well, I had great fond memories of serving on the Senate Armed Services Committee and of traveling to Europe a number of times on interparliamentary trips. But my real qualification is that the soil from which I grew politically is the soil from which the Tea Party movement has blossomed in the last couple of years. And I think Mr. Beasley suggested that many people think New York City is a foreign country. A lot of people think Arkansas is a foreign country. So I look forward to hopefully bringing some insights. There was one former Arkansas senator who was always very proud. This always went over very big in Arkansas. He'd say, "My foreign policy ends at the banks of the Mississippi River." People in Arkansas like that. And there is, if you think about that being that, as many call it, the flyover country, the heartland, being the genesis of much of what is happening in Washington with the rise of the Tea Party movement, helps to explain some things. So the Tea Party movement is not a political party. It is not explicitly partisan, though 80% of Tea Partiers support Republicans. It has no central leadership. Its name appears on no ballots. It is populist in attitude. It is conservative and libertarian in ideology. It supports reduced government spending, lower taxes, smaller government. But a survey of Tea Party candidate websites reveals that they have little or nothing to say about foreign policy. Dick Armey, the former Republican majority leader in the U.S. House of Representatives, with whom I served for many years, and who is the founder of an organization called Freedom Works, and who is a national leader, one of many national leaders, but a national leader in the Tea Party movement, was asked whether the Tea Party has a foreign policy plank in its platform. And he paused, and he hesitated, and he said, "I don't think so." And he said, after pausing a little longer, he said, I would guess there would be a lot of different points of view. Well, indeed there are. Surveys of Tea Party supporters reveal that very few rank Iraq and Afghanistan or foreign policy in general as issues of major concern. As Dick Armey said, there are a lot of different points of view. There is Sarah Palin's stress on American exceptionalism and her robust support of the U.S. military involvement in Afghanistan. There is Senator-elect Marco Rubio's unequivocal support for Israeli policies. There is Senator Jim DeMint, an icon in the Tea Party movement from South Carolina. There's Jim DeMint's free trade internationalism. There's Congressman Ron Paul, who was a Tea Partier, he says, before there was a Tea Party movement. Ron Paul's isolationism. As New York Times analyst Michael Shear wrote in October of last year, he said, among 100 candidates who claim Tea Party support, opinions about foreign policy range from severely isolationist to unapologetically assertive of America's role in the world. So Winston Churchill once said that Russia is a riddle wrapped inside a mystery, wrapped inside an enigma. Well, the same could be said of the foreign policy of the Tea Party movement. It is, in fact, an enigma. So, given that the Tea Party's views on foreign policy-related issues are diverse, sometimes unformed, I would suggest that there is a common denominator, a common thread, a nexus which allows us to reasonably predict the Tea Party's foreign policy impact in a number of areas. Senator-elect Rand Paul, the son of Ron Paul, the congressman, and one of the earliest ones to identify with the Tea Party movement, said, "We cannot stand against big government at home while supporting it abroad. We cannot talk about fiscal responsibility while spending trillions on occupying and bullying the rest of the world." He is one of those who's spoken most clearly on his foreign policy views. Most have not. But we see in Senator-elect Paul's, soon-to-be senator in a few minutes, we see his clear connection, at least in his thinking, between domestic policy and foreign policy, and the connection is spending. And that's what I would suggest to you today, that spending is the key to understanding the impact of the Tea Party movement on U.S. foreign policy.